don't really have any exact idea, but given how much we just used, and that we will need to actually do like separate floors and stuff and pull up an entire house, feels like maybe about 5,000 blocks or something. Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to another episode on Scrap Mechanic with me, Spacefish, and welcome back to our beautiful and current base. In the last episode, we actually proceeded clearing out the forest a tad bit all the way back there in order to finally get ourselves a spot for a permanent home, because it turned out that while you can remove this sort of foliage through changing some things in the code, you can really only remove this foliage for everywhere, not just specific places. So that was a bit of an issue. We had to kind of relocate our home spot a tad bit, and I've also already come up with a bit of a solution as to how we can at least use the foliage in our advantage in the building of our new home. So, well, I've schemed out a bit of how this is going to work, and we'd already talked about this a little bit and even started with a tad bit of foundation in the last episode. We're going to continue now on that today, actually starting to build the house, hopefully slowly but surely pulling up a bit of a home for ourselves, and, well, then we'll see what else comes our way, I suppose. But just quickly, before we get started on the house building process, if you're new around here and if you happen to enjoy this episode, please make sure to smash that subscribe button right down below. That would mean the absolute world to me. We're currently very well headed for 1,000 subscribers, and every single person truly does help out a ton. With that out of the way, though, let's go and have a quick look at this thing right here. As, well, I am very much in the process of making ourselves tons of brick blocks, because that was, of course, what I had sort of told you all the last time that I was looking to use on this build. So, we're going to continue making more of these, just chucking the scrap stone right in there, basically. Getting all that queued. And, well, as you can see, we've got some significant stacks here. I was actually feeling I may have had some more already made. But I guess it's nearly 2 full stacks that are currently good to go for us. And we do need to make some actual space here for that very thing to continue. I'm just going to go and actually throw this in here. Throw another stack of scrap stone into this very crate already, so we can, you know, get things going very nicely. Keep that going all the way. And then we'll go and already head out, get some stuff done. And, well, whenever we run out of mats, I'm just going to come back, make a few more off-screen, probably, of these brick blocks, and then we'll continue. Now, we do, of course, also still have that wood that we had gathered a while ago, but do not despair. I think we will still use most of it in the build. In terms of the roof, we will have to see. I do have a feeling that we'll probably just use wood and then paint it. And I do also kind of have a few ideas here and there of how to use some extra wood in the actual build, so that should be fine. Now I do have to say, oh god, hello! Where are you coming from, and why am I stuck in this very vehicle? Ow. No, never mind. No ow right there if he doesn't hit me. Jeez. Holy flippin' sneaky haybots. What I was going to say, it is evidently... Hello? Please place that, thank you. Quite dark out already, so we're just going to use the vehicle for a tad bit of light right here, I suppose. And then we're just going to start working from the inside out on this thing. And we'll have to see if I can actually leave these open. I did not have the time to check out all of your guys' comments just yet. Really been very busy with work those last few days. But, I will make sure to check back at this if we can leave things as is, if we can maybe even expand it a bit. We will find out surely, but, well, one way or another, we'll need to lay out a foundation based on kind of the, explanation that Spastic Cube had given here, because we do need to cover up all this grass if we want to avoid bots randomly spawning in our area of operations, which does sound like a very good thing to me, because honestly, that would be quite terrible. You know, just you're outside the house, you walk in not suspecting a thing, and suddenly a haybot pops up in your face. I don't think that is a situation that we realistically want to see here. Now, also, Jesus Christ... are we going through these bricks quickly? This is already basically all our bricks gone, which I find quite concerning indeed. I feel like we may need a ton of materials to actually build a proper house here. I mean, it was kind of obvious and from the start, but I thought 2 stacks were going to get us a bit further than this. Not gonna lie. That is quite sparse here. Now, what I do also kind of want to already get an idea about, of course this here should be a bit of an atrium, so I do want some sort of amount of space around this. Now, pillars though, I guess we would place like somewhere about here? So, I mean, maybe not even pillars, but like the cornerstones of like where the actual house is. Then we would sort of also need to determine how wide we want to make the house. Because in the end, we will also need to, of course, use it for something practical, right? We'll probably have like a storage layer here, 1 or 2. We'll have a little bit of an area where we can get our production bot setup kind of transferred to maybe like a little refinery area as well, somewhere in a separate spot where we can kind of have easy access and quickly unload and reload collectors from our parked vehicles, and, you know, a little bit of a parking spot in general, of course, or maybe a garage for them to go into, you know, which we could like open and close with a bearing. That would be great. So yeah, I mean, the list of things that I would like is very long. We'll just kind of have to see how well we can make things work, of course, also in the associated constraints of the space that we're working with, because, well, it's not quite as much space as I would really like in the very end, so that's something we will need to see about. Also, I would really like some lights around this place eventually, so that's another thing to tackle. I mean, given the optic of the house, it would be great if there was candles. There isn't, evidently, so we'll need some standard lights, but some sort of lights at all would be great. What is that all? Oh. I found some wood. Not really sure where that is from, but, like, I guess we take that with us now. Very, very good to find, I guess. So we'll be using that for something later down the line, I suppose. For the time being, I'm gonna go ahead back to the base, and, well, I mean, really, we will need to spam out a ton of bricks. I don't really have any exact idea, but given how much we just used, and that we will need to actually do, like, separate floors and stuff and pull up an entire house, feels like maybe about 5,000 blocks or something, which, I mean, we're making some, but, like, I think we're going to need more scrapstone. So, we may, one of these days, actually unpack the miner once more, and, well, actually go out and do something with it, right? And actually gather some more metal and alongside just grab all this stuff. But I also really have to say, this is full. This is really, really flippin' full. So, yeah. Couple of problems already on the horizon, I guess. For the time being, I'll take a quick few minutes in order to make ourselves a few more stacks of bricks, and when we can work with that, I'll be right back with you. Alright everyone, back we are with another good set of bricks. Still, honestly, so many to push through that one. I think next time in between episodes, I'm literally gonna have to do like 8 stacks or something to get us going for the episode. But I think with these 2 stacks that we now have, we can already achieve some more. We're just not gonna chuck it all into the floor. We are instead going to focus on some more of the actual design of the house. One thing I also wanted to do, which I just totally forgot about, is actually measuring out how wide of a space we would kind of need. I guess we can get started like this, and then we come back at a later point. So, first things first, what I think I want to sort of see is how far out we are going with this atrium. I think, honestly, this should be fine, what we laid out right there. So, we're going to do something like that. This is basically where our walls of the house, well, of the actual house, are going to start, right, from the inside out. And, yeah, this is going to be our beautiful atrium. Now, I do ideally want to have doors in all directions. We do have to think about mechanisms. I don't know, I guess technically if we were to attach a set of blocks to a bearing, that would equate to a door, right? But actually closing it again may be a bit hard. So about mechanisms and doors and everything, I think that's something for another day. We'll have to kind of find out how we want to do that eventually. I do want to have things somewhat spacious though, so let's make it a 5x5 door. Well, not 5x5, but at least 5 wide door, right? And something along this height should be totally fine. I mean, our character really isn't all that big. You can see right here. Quite happy with this. So this is basically what we're going to kind of carry around everywhere. Now, what I do not know too well is if this second corner is also set out correctly. So let's kind of measure how many blocks we have here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go here again. And that messed it up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, well, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So, that's 20 blocks that we're going out. Now here, we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, right? That jumped a few times. I have to say, these small blocks, it's not too easy working with compared to like big Minecraft blocks. It's a lot of counting to do. And it just jumps very quickly all the time. So like, actually counting things is not too easy. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Cool. So, I have kind of calculated that from here. So the actual wall, I guess, must be here then in the very end. Which means that we would have not pulled that one out far enough, but the corner actually needs to be here. Does that make sense in the end? Let's go and check out by putting like the diagonal blocks in. It does not. No, it does. We've not really extended that one out as far as that one, I guess. So if we were to go and put these in here just for quick measurement purposes, going to remove those in a second. The floor ones here, I guess we can keep. There we go. Perfect. One diagonal line. Absolutely beautiful. That is nicely measured out for us in the end. So, that's where the wall is going to go. We're going to do just the diagonal thing from here again once more, I think. Just to kind of see where that wall will have to end. That'd be a good bit of a way to go here. Something a little like that for a start maybe. Then let's pull this one through. And, well, there we go. My second stack should still be ready to go. So do not fear. We have got some building materials left. That is that kind of schemed out. So this will kind of be the size of the atrium. Quite big, I have to say. I do really not like that this push here already comes that early. That's something that I'm a bit worried about. But honestly, then in the end, if we take the wall out to about here, we do have a lot of space in the house, and we can make it multi-level. We will make it multi-level. I think it should be fine. And I mean, this will be kind of in the actual house still, and then we'll have like a proper concrete wall sort of somewhere around the outside, like here-ish maybe, right? And we'll have that go quite far to the left here, I feel. This is probably going to be around about where we put the farm in the end. The house, in terms of the layout, is going to remain as in this sort of square format going all the way around once. And then, you know, maybe we can have like a parking spot slash garage over here. Right? Have a refinery section down there. I'm getting more and more ideas as we're putting this together. Quite happy, so that's good. But let's continue. for the time being, we're going to go pull this out a fair bunch. Not quite sure how far to go in this end yet, to be honest. We'll just cover that now, I suppose. Let's go and remove these. Those are not needed anymore. What we will do instead is the similar thing over here. Go and pull out that diagonal line all the way till, well, diagonal line meets wall. And, you know, I mean, the floor part we can already leave in. In the end, it already kind of minimizes the space where the bots are going to spawn for us already. And, well, kind of give us a nice indication of what the floor layout here for the atrium is going to be. Now, I mean, for the atrium, I would really love to do something more natural, like, you know, gravel or something, but I don't think that's an option. I don't think that's a building material that you can use in Scrap Mechanic just yet, unfortunately. So it's probably going to just stay bricks, as that at least fits somewhat nicely into the look of the house still. We're just going to stick to that. And now here we don't need to do the diagonal thing, as we've kind of already got the other line from the other wall going on. We'll just kind of pull things out like that. And that is the atrium laid out for a start. So that's beautiful. Now what we're going to do, kind of just lay out the paths a bit to where we want the doors to be. Kind of low on blocks though, so we will go and pull this one out right here. That grass is still there, I guess. And is this the central? No, this should be like the center of that line. So let's maybe remove that for now, so we have a bit of an indication in the end where the blocks should be leading up to the door frame. And then we can also already kind of scheme out this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is kind of, so this will be the door frame right here, basically. We will have 2, 3 block. That will be the next door frame. And we will have 2, 3 block, yes. So here, this will be kind of last door. So I want this door stuff to kind of go all the way around, so you can enter and leave the atrium however you want, basically. And then the actual house will be going around the outside. Now the main entrance, I feel, will be somewhere up here in front. Then we'll have a side thing here. I think we may even have exits everywhere around the house, because this way we may be able to go to the farm then. This way we would be able to go to like garage and everything, and I mean we do have some space back here, so maybe, I mean a garden and a little private beach is beautiful for a start, not gonna lie. We're definitely gonna keep that private beach. It's gonna be a bit of a concern because I think, and please correct me in the comments down below if I'm wrong, I think technically if there's going to be a wave on a farm that's quite close to the sea, there may be bots spawning in the actual sea itself as well. So I see that as a bit of a risk. Let me know how big of one it is, maybe, I suppose. But I guess bots could actually move in across the sea too. So we may have to think of some way to at least somewhat segregate our piece of water from the rest. And then back here we would have space, maybe for like a wok farm or something. I'm not sure how that stuff works. I guess technically we could catch a few woks, feed them milk to keep them happy. No, not feed them milk, feed them corn to keep them happy. They give us milk for the burgers. Would be quite nice. I don't know how it works. I guess if you don't feed them for too long, they would kind of despawn like our glowfish did. So that may be a bit of a concern, because you all know me, we would absolutely forget about it while we indulge in other activities. So we'll see. We'll see, I guess, if and how and when and everything. Now, what I do also want to kind of already take with me here is the height of the door frames, basically, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 is where the frame starts. We are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And that's where the frame starts, right? So that way we can at least already get an indication of where we need to go. That's 4, 5, oh god, no, not that way. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes? That kind of janked around a bit weirdly for a second there, but no, we're good. Cool, and then for that one, we don't have enough stuff once more, and I would still very much appreciate some sort of lights out here, not gonna lie. We do need to tackle that soon. But, that's good. Let us go back for a second, maybe to the base. We should have a tad bit more bricks already good to go for us, so we'll grab them. And what I then want to do is we are going to be measuring out real quick just how wide of a space we would need for our production setup. Of course you're following me. Stop being annoying. Right, so, first things first, grab the bricks. Let's do that. It's also maybe already, you know, schedule more, because we need about a bajillion of them. As you can see, that's like 4 stacks into that thing, and we're barely done on the base layout of the atrium. So, I think that 5k blocks estimation may be a bit low in the end. We'll see just how it works out for us. But I would like to go and measure out kind of the space that we have here thus far. The production setup itself is not all too wide in itself. So that's like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks maybe. So I mean realistically we're easily going to be above that, I would say. Our actual width here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 blocks. Okay, yeah, so I think including bed and everything, so we want more space in our house, of course, than this, because I would argue that this all is a bit constrained. I would argue as long as we're above 20 blocks, we're easily good to go. If we can make it wider, why not? But let's kind of just see what we can do out there, and then we go from there. So, hello. Soon to be house. Well, soon to be. Let's see just how long it takes building a house in Scrap Mechanic. I mean, as you can see, this is evidently not a Minecraft level feat where you just kind of do a 4x4 wooden box like I like to do on my streams and you technically got a house. I mean, first things first, you want to make it cool, of course, but also, I mean, these small blocks don't really help in making this a quick process. Now, let's go and measure this out. This would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 for a start. Yeah, I think 20 should be doable. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we still got a bit of space to that bush. Now, what I do kind of want to keep in mind, right? I don't want to have the leaves poking into my house here in the end. So, we'll kind of pull it out this way, maybe. And however close we can get to the leaves without endangering our house of being poked to death by leaves, we will kind of use some extra space, I think. We can sort of probably just treat these things as like, you know, the bush that are planted like close in front of your house. So if we go out by another 4 blocks, it seems that'd be fine. And at that point, we would still have a teeny tiny bit of distance. I think we will work with this, right? We don't want to have the bush poking into the house. I think this here is kind of as far as we want to go out. In the end, honestly, that should be ample amounts of space. We've got some space. I think like the refinery setup will be right here. We'll maybe have some pipes going along the ceiling, and the pipes maybe go to the production setup like right here, or maybe we just have a production setup in the second floor above this. We'll have a little bit of an entrance hall right here with some stairways leading like off to the right and to the left here, and then we've got some other rooms with which I've got no real clue yet what to do. Probably a good bit of storage. You know, a bedroom would be nice. Maybe we can have like a little chill out lounge where we put like the radio we have back there. Something along those lines. And then I would really like some sort of like, well, I'm maybe not going to say that much just yet. We got to keep some secrets here. We got to keep it interesting for you all. So we're not going to lay out all the plans just yet. But, you know, at least for our general idea for you all. In total, though, we're going to need a lot more of these blocks. So I'm going to go take care of that in between episodes. And then hopefully next episode I'll be back with a good 2,000 blocks, so we can have a nice little building session, finish out the atrium, finish out these blocks, finish out the layout maybe also of the outer walls and where we want things to be, and then slowly but surely start pulling things up and continue our happy everlasting house construction. So, that is where we're going to leave off in today's episode. I hope you're happy with the progress so far, with my general ideas and with the layout as is and where we're going with this thing. If you are, make sure to smash that like button right down below. That does always help out the channel a ton. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please consider subscribing right down below, as well as hitting that bell icon in order to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. But with all that out of the way, as usual everybody, thank you so much for watching. And I hope I get to catch you in the next episode very, very soon. Ciao.